Hello and welcome back to my channel, High Tunnel and Fill Tomato Production. We're down here in tunnel number 4 and today is June the 5th. This tunnel was actually planted, I believe, on May the 5th. So getting really great growth, and we're going to show you some green tomatoes right down here. We're starting to set fruit. And I cannot tell you how many days till we get a ripe tomato, but it's going to be 5 weeks or more. I figure it's going to be probably very close to the middle of July before I get really ripe ones. I've told y'all before, I raise a Florida 7514, and I've tried a lot of tomatoes. I've tried all the North Carolina varieties, most of them, the Amelia and the Mountain Spring, Mountain Fresh, and Mountain this and Mountain that. They are all geared pretty much for commercial shipping. And the tomato I've got here, I don't know if it'll ship or not. I don't ship tomatoes, but it's all about the flavor, and it's about the disease package. They engineered and designed these tomatoes with disease resistance, and this is the only tomato that I can find that's got bacterial speck resistance, which is real common here in the South, especially since I'm on a creek bottom in a valley. It's fixing to get real hot. That's just a prime condition for bacterial speck and bacterial spot. And so that's one of the reasons I raised this tomato. And but one of the things, there's a farmer fellow up in Missouri there, a young guy who's doing really good, but he was talking about he's got some aphids and whiteflies in his tunnel. Well, everything with a tomato, and I've told you some of this before, but everything is preventative. So I'm on a 7 to 10 day spray schedule. I don't use insecticides every spray, but I will switch between 3 to 4 different fungicides. And if you ever get an infestation, especially with aphids, it is almost impossible to get rid of them to the end of the season. They weaken your plants, and aphids carry a virus. And it's probably been 6 or 7 years ago that I got just a few aphids in my greenhouse. Every tomato they bit had a virus that was going to kill it. I sent a tissue sample off to the University of Arkansas to the, I call it the bug lab, where there's a lady up there, Sherry Smith, who can tell you all about diseases and everything, and she immediately knew what it was, and she said there's nothing you can do. So I had to pull up over 200 field plants that I had and start again, which really kind of messed me up. So it's all about preventative, but what I want to do is show you what I spray with. Now, for years I tried to use a tractor sprayer. I've got 2 big tractor sprayers that I use in my orchard, but you cannot get them close enough inside this tunnel. I generally spray from just the outside walls inward, and I just did not do a very good job. But I'm going to show you what I think is almost a must. Quite a few years ago, I went up to University of Arkansas, and we had a tomato conference about high tunnel tomatoes. High tunnel strawberries. They were raising strawberries off season in November and December and trying to get them to produce, which they did, but they had a lot of disease problem in there. And if you know anything about spraying for diseases, it's not just the outside of the leaf, it's the underside of the leaf that you've got to get completely coated. And so they came through there with their backpack sprayer, which I've got one, going to show you, and it just took them leaves and sent them out straightwise and got a mist on both sides of them. Well, it's the same thing for a tomato. You've got to get that mist down inside the center of those plants. So my camera lady's going to turn around and we're going to hook it up. Now, all I'm spraying is water right now because I don't do any of my spraying till the evening. Right now, about 30 minutes before dark. There's something you need to know about fungicides and insecticide. They break down from sunlight. It's the UV in it. Another thing is, if you spray the wrong chemical during the wrong time of day, you can get what they call phototoxicity. And that's just the heat of the sun and that fine mist on those plants. You get it too strong and there's a reaction and it'll burn the leaves. And of course, there you set your plant back just a little bit for sure. So I'm going to swing around here and I'm going to hook up my mist spray and we're going to show it to you. I'll start it up and I'll walk around. Leave it on. Okay, you can see the fine mist it puts out. You can see the distance that it throws. So that's really all we're going to talk about now. Tomatoes are looking great. We're on a good fertilizing program. And I'll see you the next time I post one. All right, thanks a lot.